Your engine can easily reach 200,000 to 300,000 miles without major work. But most don't even come close. And the reason isn't bad luck. It's not factory defect. And it's definitely not manufacturer conspiracy. It's simple daily habits that silently corrode the engine from the inside. Today, I'm going to show you 6 common mistakes that drastically accelerate engine wear. All proven by technical data, durability studies, and analysis of rebuilt engines. And most importantly, I'll teach you how to correct each one. Everything based on facts. No guesswork. And if you want to make your engine last much longer, hit that like button now. First serious mistake that happens every single day. Demanding maximum power with a cold engine. Let me explain exactly what happens inside your engine when you do this. You start your car in the morning, and in less than 1 minute, you're already accelerating hard to enter traffic. Seems normal. Everybody does it. But internally, it's a disaster. When the engine is cold, the lubricating oil has very high viscosity. It's thick, dense, taking time to circulate through all components. The oil pump needs time to distribute this viscous oil to the crankshaft bearings, camshaft pistons. Technical studies from the Society of Automotive Engineers show that in the first 30 to 60 seconds after a cold start, several areas of the engine work with inadequate lubrication. If during this period you accelerate hard, you're forcing components to operate at high RPM practically without adequate protection. The result is brutal wear. Engine analysis data shows that approximately 70% of total accumulated wear happens precisely in these critical moments after cold starts. This isn't exaggeration. It's real data from tribology studies. I have a documented case. Customer with a 2015 Honda Civic. Every day started the engine, and within 15 seconds was already accelerating to leave the garage. At 52,000 miles, the engine began making characteristic noise in the valve train. Analysis showed premature wear of hydraulic lifters. Probable cause according to specialized mechanic. Frequent acceleration with cold engine. The solution is extremely simple and costs nothing. After starting the engine, wait at least 45 to 60 seconds before driving. Then drive gently for the first 3 to 5 minutes. Avoid RPM above 2,500 until the temperature gauge starts to rise. This care can easily double the engine's service life. Second common mistake that silently destroys engines, making only very short trips daily. If your routine is just 5 minutes to work, 10 minutes to the store, the engine never reaches ideal operating temperature. And this causes serious cumulative problems. When the engine operates below ideal temperature, fuel combustion is incomplete. Part of the unburned fuel passes the rings and contaminates the oil. This is called fuel dilution. Contaminated oil loses viscosity and protective capacity. There's another serious problem. Internal condensation. During operation, moisture forms inside the engine. Normally, this moisture evaporates when the engine reaches operating temperature. But if you shut off before that, the water stays inside. Over time, this mixture of water and oil forms sludge that clogs lubrication galleries. I have used oil analysis data. A laboratory analyzed oil from an engine that made only short urban trips. After 5,000 miles, the oil showed fuel dilution of 8.2% and significant presence of water. Oil from an engine with mixed city and highway use had only 2.1% dilution. The difference is brutal. Contaminated oil ages much faster and protects much less. The solution is, when possible, make at least one longer trip per week. Vinci to 30 minutes of continuous driving for the engine to reach ideal temperature and burn all impurities. If this isn't possible, consider changing oil at shorter intervals than recommended. Third critical mistake, ignoring small oil leaks. Many people see a few drops on the garage floor and think it's no problem. Top off the level when it's low and move on. This is a serious mistake for 2 reasons. First, oil doesn't disappear by magic. If it's leaking, there's a cause. Could be a dried seal, deteriorated gasket, loose bolt. If you just top off without investigating, the problem will gradually worsen. Second reason, even more serious. Low oil level reduces lubrication pressure, and often this reduction happens before the dashboard light comes on. The oil pressure light isn't a preventive alert. When it lights up, the problem has already started. Low pressure means some components are already working without adequate protection. Rod bearings and camshaft are the first to suffer. I have a real case, 2013 Volkswagen Jetta. Small leak in the crankshaft seal. Owner topped off oil every 1,200 miles without investigating. At 70,000 miles, engine began making characteristic bearing noise. When opened, discovered premature, where from running with insufficient pressure for months, the repair cost $6,200. If he had changed the seal when the leak started, would have spent $240? The lesson is clear. Any oil leak deserves immediate investigation and correction. Don't wait. Don't ignore. Fourth mistake many people commit without knowing: forcing the engine in high gear at very low RPM. You're driving in fifth or sixth gear. Low RPM saving fuel. Then a hill appears, or you need to pass. Instead of downshifting, you simply floor the accelerator. This is called lugging, forcing the engine at low RPM. And it's extremely harmful. When RPM is low and you demand power, pressure inside the cylinders increases brutally. The engine makes enormous effort, but the oil pump is spinning slowly, providing less lubrication exactly when the engine needs it most. The result is accelerated wear mainly in bearings and pistons. Analysis of rebuilt engines shows that premature bearing wear is frequently associated with this type of use. The correct solution is to let the transmission downshift or downshift manually. It's better to have slightly higher RPM with less load than low RPM with brutal load. The engine was designed to work in adequate RPM range. Respect that. Fifth common mistake: frequently driving with the tank on reserve. Running out of fuel seems just an inconvenience of being stranded, but it causes real mechanical problems. The fuel pump is inside the tank, submerged in fuel. This fuel serves as coolant for the pump. When the level is very low, the pump works partially exposed. Without adequate cooling, operating temperature rises well above normal. This excessive heat degrades internal pump components, mainly the electric motor. I have pump service life data. Pumps that always work with tank above a quarter last an average of 100,000 miles. Pumps that frequently work on reserve last an average of 53,000 miles. Practically half. Another problem is dirt accumulated at the bottom of the tank. With years of use, sediment deposits. When level drops very low, the pump sucks from the bottom where the dirt is. This dirt goes to the filter and injectors, potentially causing clogs and failures. The rule is simple: never go below a quarter tank. Refuel before that. Sixth and final critical mistake: ignoring changes in oil pressure behavior. This is probably the most dangerous mistake of all. Oil pressure is literally what keeps the engine running. In modern engines, internal clearances are measured in thousandths of an inch. The pressurized oil film is the only thing preventing metal-to-metal contact. When pressure drops, this protection decreases drastically. The warning signs are there, but many people ignore them. Pressure light blinking rapidly at idle. Small metallic noise in the first seconds after starting. Engine taking a bit longer to run smoothly. Many drivers treat this as normal for a used car, but actually, it's the engine warning that something is critically wrong. Every minute, running with inadequate pressure means accelerated wear on crankshaft, camshaft, bearings. What starts with light noise can quickly evolve to catastrophic damage. I have an extreme documented case. 2011 Toyota Corolla. Driver noticed pressure light blinking at idle, but ignored it because it went off when accelerating. Continued using it like this for 2 weeks. One day on the highway, engine seized completely. Diagnosis: bearings melted from lack of pressure. Engine totally destroyed. Loss of $12,000. The guidance is clear. Monitored pressure behavior always. If your car has a pressure gauge, observe values in different situations: cold engine, hot engine, idle, accelerating. Note normal values. If they start to change, investigate immediately. If pressure light appears, even briefly, don't drive anymore. Have it towed for diagnosis. Oil pressure is not something to ignore or put off. I'll give you consolidated information about durability now. I gathered data from specialized rebuild and engine maintenance shops. Most engines that arrive for rebuild before 100,000 miles have history of one or more of these 6 mistakes I showed. Acceleration with cold engine, constant short trips, ignored leaks, forced use at low RPM, tank always on reserve, ignoring low pressure signs. On the other hand, well-maintained engines that avoid these mistakes routinely reach 200,000 to 300,000 miles without needing intervention. The difference isn't in luck, isn't in the car brand, it's in daily care. I'll give you a practical action plan. First, create the habit of respecting engine warm-up. 60 seconds stopped after starting. 5 minutes driving gently. Second, if your routine is only short trips, make at least 1 long trip per week. 30 minutes of continuous driving. Third, investigate any oil leak immediately. Don't wait. Don't ignore. Fourth, always downshift when you need power. Don't force the engine at low RPM. Fifth, always maintain at least a quarter tank. Never routinely run on reserve. Sixth, stay alert to any change in engine behavior. New noises, light blinking, different operation. Investigate immediately. These 6 precautions don't cost money. They only cost attention and discipline. But they can easily double or triple your engine's service life. This represents savings of many thousands of dollars. These were the 6 mistakes that really destroy engines silently and cumulatively, all based on technical data, real cases, analysis from specialized shops, no exaggeration, no conspiracy, only provable facts. If this video showed you something you were doing wrong, leave a like. If you know someone who commits these mistakes, share it. And comment which of these 6 mistakes you'll correct first. I read all comments. And remember, here we tell the truth under the hood.